Welcome back. We're going to continue on. We're now up here at the top. Hey, there we go. Look at that. We got the good times. Who else doesn't have the theme song from the 70s going through their head? Okay, we're going to roll against the good times table. All of these are supposed to be good. So let's roll. I don't know which one I want the most. 10. Visit a local school. Read stories to first graders. Playfully talk back to the teacher, and then serve your time out standing in a corner. In gleeful audience of the students. Play foursquare in the playground. Tear an ACL. Complete valiantly, but lose at dodgeball. Finish your visit with a brief meeting with the school's teachers. Thank them for their service, their patience, and their commitment. Plus one public approval, which doesn't do us anything. Plus one media relations, which does help. Add a new friend in Congress. We are at 6 already. Maybe we can get rid of a radical, though. We cannot. Alright, so I do have to get rid of somebody, and I want to keep my moderates. These are... Actually, this is the one I discarded, so I need to hit R. Sorry, I'm hitting R to shuffle. Now we're going to draw. I still drew him. I'm hitting R. Okay, it was just bad luck on my part. Alright, so that didn't help me, but the good news is it didn't hurt me either. So now we draw the next one. Cascading. There's 5 of them. Place a worsening economy counter on the Eurozone. Okay. They drop. Plus one regional crisis in the Eurozone. EU asks us for help. I can spend 3 APs to provide emergency economic aid. If I do, I can roll a 10 to get rid of the card. I have a lot of APs right now. I'll go ahead and do 1, 2, 3. We'll roll. Of course. Of course. Crisis continues. I didn't need the trending pro-US counter, though. That was the only thing. I mean, it'd have been nice to get rid of the card, but I didn't need to pass that one. Like some other situations, like that disaster was horrible. Alright, that was another plus, so now we gotta roll. I roll a 9, so that means we're drawing again. Because this game just loves making me draw. Oh, come on. That was the worst of all the possible ones. Okay, Russia's acting. There's no auto victory, so that part is good. Although, if we didn't have that very close again, when you draw the Crisis Chit, it's a minor activation. They do 2 cyber attacks. Roll d10 to select another random action. Yeah, they're basically doing 3 actions, or 2 actions. Okay, here's a cyber attack. They rolled a 1. They are going after us. The US economy. Come on, big number. Yeah, big number. They rolled an 8. Ours capability is better than them, so they failed. I wish there was a punishment for them failing. There really isn't. Okay, next. They're going after our relationship with our allies. They failed again. Now their random action is 3.
We're sort of like in between that and landed right now. Closer to
Compromise to facilitate removal of sanctions. There's nothing for them to do. What happens if there's nothing for them to do? Select another random action from the 1 to 10 list.
Dude, I kept hit.
It just says reroll if you rolled cyber attacks again. So the fact that there's nothing for them to do means nothing happens. So, yeah, that worked out a little in our favor because they failed at everything. And here we go. We're going to do cleanup, which I know you guys appreciate because that puts us into something you can follow along. All right. So let's move our markers down that need to come down. Then everything else, fine, move you up.
Yeah, no, that, you would not have gotten that, I don't think, from
That did not work. There, if you just shake them, they go like this. There you go. Now they're in there properly. Whoops. I drew good times. Come on, that's something I really do want to draw. Alright, then those are in. The Russia axe still goes in. We did that. So this goes back to the unused. To the landmark legislation holding box. So we can't pass that one again because it's a landmark. Both relationships get a negative.
Oh no, this Juby Carno can take our body.
Fill in any blank spaces. There aren't any. Actually, yeah, because if we actually pass some of these, I thought they passed healthcare reform.
Oh, it's puppy.
I guess not. Oh, right there it is. That healthcare reform, I think it was theirs. Or no, that was added by an event. So I don't know whose that is. Place a trending anti-US counter. Yep, we did that. We may change our priorities. We don't need cybersecurity priority anymore. We should probably put healthcare reform up there since it's a priority for the public.
I was lonely.
Where are you?
Look, don't worry about it, okay?
Done. So now we got to go and do consequences on stability in every region. So this one has a stability of 7. Decrease the lowest terror group in the region by 1 level. If there are any rogue states, remove an unstable counter. This one has stability of 5. Place new 2 new level 1 terror groups. No rogue states. This one has a stability of 5. 2 new. Level 1s are added. This one, stability of 5. This one, stability of 5.
There would be a timer.
They all have a max. What's the max of 4? Oh, it tells you. So that means this would become a 2. No. This becomes a rogue state. Let me go backwards. This becomes a 2. Alright. No effect on rogue states. This one has a stability of 5.
No. They could just walk up
So
to
1, 2, 3, 4. This never got destroyed. It becomes a rogue state. The Middle East. It's such a crazy place. There's no effect though. This is a stability of 4.
Why
2
are you
level
so
1s.
distracted? It's because I'm standing here.
Maximum of 5.
I
No effect on rogue states.
welcoming
This has a stability of 8. Decrease the lowest level terror group. There's nothing here. Remove 1 unstable counter from the region.
we have 1 apex.
That helped there. Alright, so we are all the way done in 2 random regions.
Well, he never said he was the friend, so.
Increase the level 1 to a 2. If there isn't a level 1, add 1. Then make a Homeland Security check. If you fail, add a group home and add a terrorism card. This is the part that sucks. Alright, so 8. Oh, by the way,
Is this a player aura?
I need Homeland Security in here. We're going to get rid of this one.
I'm not gonna lie.
Forgive me, I gotta... Homeland Security is an issue. Alright, so we said we rolled an 8. That's region Africa. Of course it's Africa. They can have 4. So 1 level 1 becomes a 2.
Wait, I'll sit down.
Then make a Homeland Security check. We lost a lot of points. We're down to 4.
Oh, yeah.
Then another one of those gets shuffled in. And a level 1 gets added.
No, he's a trike. Look at him.
3. Central America. Then Homeland Security check. Two more disasters added.
If they continue to walk towards us, we can 3-12 them. They just do some
We failed every single time. We're just getting clobbered by terrorists here. Our Homeland Security...
Is
I even like...
your head, and then your left click is your jet hand.
I even made Homeland Security my #1 focus. And all I'm doing is getting rid of terror groups. I'm not improving the actual marker. I do need to get that passed.
If you called us, but we can still fight them.
There is no level 4 rogue state or 2 or 3.
Sure.
For each rogue state 1 counter on the board, increase the crisis by 1.
I had a whole ticket with this. So I can bring
Alright, so we got a major crisis there. Alright, so I have to stop and do a major crisis check.
friendly with us, but we are not considered friendly with them.
We're going to roll. It's an 8. Stability's 5, so nothing changes there. 2 very close makes it a 6. No civil wars.
Yeah, you can one shot.
There are
Serato.
2 wars,
Almost an ally, right?
so it goes back to 8. And then the rogue state
No, it's instant. As soon as you
makes
do
it a
it's
10. Decrease regional stability by 1 box.
If they're
Of course,
running at you, you just do that and that's it.
if there's a US ally, decrease 1 relationship. I'll go ahead and take that one down. Oh, I have to do randomly. 1 to 3 is Israel. Alright, they chose wisely. And then trending anti-US. Then we got to roll for refugees. It's the Middle East. We're checking a stability check against the Eurozone.
Should I make a pair too? Is that what we're gonna do?
So I needed to roll a 7. I rolled a 9. Of course I fail. They get
No, you.
a crisis, so now they have a crisis. And they have a worsening economy.
Parental knows me at least. That's what I know.
Alright, so they reset to 2. This is going to reset to 2. Now we got to start all over. And of course I roll 10. -2 for allies makes it a 9-8. The stability is a 7. So that makes it a 7-6. Alright, so level 2 group gets added. And an unstable state. Alright, I think we're done. Alright, that wasn't fun.
Should we run at them?
Okay, randomly select one rogue state. Roll a DR10. Gets a +2 if it has a -1 AP on it. Ah, come on. Increase the rogue state by 1 level. That was not what I meant.
Yeah.
So we now have one that's level 2.
Trike
For each current war to which U.S. has committed units. For each civil war counter that's not a ceasefire, increase the crisis by 1. Boy, you can just hit major crisis like mad here.
No. You know
Flip military footprints.
Serato Juvie.
+1, highest level terror.
Serato Juvie is the best.
Trending anti-US. You're a jerk. We dropped another level. We were really high for a while. Then it says place new U.S. military foot for each region to match the number of non-intel, non-air, non-special forces.
That's a bush.
So what do I have in the Middle East? Non-intel, non-air, non-special. I just add 1. Military footprint. Okay, next.
Run to the bush.
We have -1 world opinion. Phew, that hurts.
Yeah. Remember, I'm always.
And then we have +1 regional crisis.
Maybe that was not the correct choice of words.
We're not adding any more because we don't have any military there anymore. And then down here, -1 public approval. I can handle that one. That goes,
There's a bunch of.
and I think I get one because I have a carrier.
No, I don't.
20 troops deployed in the Eurozone, Eastern Europe, ally boxes, or carrier zone. But I do
I did not say that.
have to place 2. This carrier, by the way, can never be moved away. So 2 footprints. And then I don't have to do it for this one because they're in an ally box. That's what. So this one, it belongs in that box there. Any other footprints?
Token, is that the one that was.
Alright, that's it. For each region that has a regional crisis rating of 0, which is almost impossible, although we have one here. Region rating is 0 and contains 0 or 1 unstable counters and no rogue state. Increase that region's stability rating by 1 box. It's already as high as it can go. Unfortunately. Everywhere else, so this one gets a stability. I'm actually quite impressed on that.
No, you can't.
So South America went up.
You can't see France. You can't see it. You can't see it. Oh.
It would have been nice to have this one to 0.
Paris and London. I don't know. Yeah, that one. That's that one.
For any region that has a regional crisis rating of 1
And then England.
and no unstable counter, remove any 2 tensions from the region, or decrease any 2 terror groups by 1 level each, your choice. There's no tensions here, but I'm going to go ahead and take out 2 terror groups.
It's okay, I'll one call.
And getting these down is important. I got to remember that for the end game. So I have nobody else at 1. Rating of 1 and 1 unstable counter. Remove the counter. So during each end of turn, if the SOV value is 6 or higher, it's not. If the SOE value is 3 or 4, it's not. The US or US ally is not currently involved in any wars. Well, we got 2 allies involved in wars. So I don't get to do this anyways. There's no no peace here. I don't have 3 or more goodwill markers, so we'll change all that. Check the current world opinion. We are at 4. Survey the 8 world regions. Determine how many have a regional alignment rating greater than or equal to 6. If it's greater than the current world opinion, increase by 1. Nope. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5. So we go back up to 5. That actually worked. If at least 3 regions have 4 or less, decrease world opinion. I don't think any have 4 or less, which is good. Next, we got to do the trade in WD4. So this gets interesting.
I don't know why it looks like an aloe to me right now.
Right, yep, we're just going to roll against the table. And it's based on stability in the region. So there's different outcomes based on the stability. So we'll start here. The stability is 8, which is going to give me the best possible outcome. I rolled a 5.
Now, if we went back multiple years, we could have just walked
There's a -1
golf.
if the regional crisis is 0 or 1. So that 5 becomes a 4. There's a +1 or 2 if there's Russia or China influence in the region. So it goes back to 5, basically. Yeah, so a 5. Place an economy improving counter on the US track.
Look, you wouldn't have me as this track any other time.
Place trending pro US counter and +1 public approval. So I actually needed that. There. Now we come over here. We got the same deal. Gonna roll. Oh, I rolled a 1. The stability is 7. So I get slightly lower results, but I rolled a 1. And there are no influence markers. And the crisis is not giving me another. Anyways, a 1 gives me the best. So we get an improving economy counter, which we already have, +2 public approval, pro-US, remove 1 Russia or China influence. Which, man, that would be so nice if there actually was Russia or China influence. I didn't roll low enough to be able to remove these. Campaign promises. If we pass legislation that fulfilled campaign promises, +3 public approval, +1 party relations, draw and place a new friend, place the admin priority counter back in the administration draw cup. Alright, we're going to draw another one. I'm shuffling. Alright, we got ourselves a moderate. Oh, nope, it's a radical. With a media, a value 3. So we'll place Hugo Torres here. So now I have enough moderates that I could get rid of these radicals with the media values, and I still have media value of 3. Can I just decide I don't want friends? Congressional reaction. If our public approval rating is 60% or higher, increase RWC by 1 box. And then we get another congressional friend. Alright, so let's draw another one. We got another radical. I'm going to just dump her right back in. Add new year and reshuffle.
Do you know how to ride a Trent's butt?
So that gets added. Shuffle, shuffle. I gotta close this. We're gonna split this in half. These are gonna get discarded. Those get added in. Now we're at 43 events, and I am pretty darn sure there should be a white. Man, where is it? Going slowly. I'm not trying to read them. I'm just looking at the bottom. Did I forget to do this during setup?
Actually, I can bring in my.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to do this during setup. Scenario. I'm just getting out my scenario book. 1 second. So when you build your decks for this scenario, take one of the remaining exceptional White House cards and place it in the year 2
You
stack.
spend 10K and change the gender. If I really.
Oh man, we should have had one of these.
Oh, that much. It's not even that expensive. You can change anything.
Shuffle, shuffle,
I
shuffle.
changed his final before, so I don't got
I
that.
don't know what to do. Like, the chance of drawing this is dramatically reduced because we went a whole year without being able to draw it. It would be
No,
a little unfair to just draw it outright.
it was just a thing.
I don't know what to do on that one.
I changed it.
This is a very important card.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, obviously, when you're playing a solo game, you can just give it to yourself. And heck, I've never won at this. I lost miserably last time. So can we assume that we had this thing down to 20 some cards?
Should I?
I could put it in the top so many. I'm going to just assume I drew it because I'm curious. I'm excited. But I'm mad at myself for forgetting to put it in there. And so yeah, we got the amazing Secretary of Treasury. So you're going to find that this actually does nothing for me because our economy marker is already as good as it gets. And so is the effectiveness improving, although I'm allowed to do this, which means it's going to take a lot to make it go down. So that's fine.
Can I have
But I can ignore 4 cards. And if those 4 cards ever come up, I can ignore them. And there's a chance that none of those 4 cards are even in the game. So we'll see. Um, this is for start a turn. So technically,
I'll give you
this has not happened yet.
US right now for
Eh.
student loans.
The good news is this was a nothing burger. I've never even seen the other ones yet.
For the US student loans.
Awesome Chief of Staff. Oh, that's a good one. 2 additional APs, also good.
$1,000.
Use this card to perform 1 free intel gathering or raid action. I don't like that one very much. Although ignoring a revealed terrorism card, I do like. That one could be good.
$1,000 we put all on green.
Homeland Security.
Pay 2,000.
This one is awesome. That's even better. The Homeland Security one I like. Alright, so we'll put those there. I'm not getting any more of these. These are out of the game. We did our new deck. Alright. So public approval is 9. Congress 17. And 8. 25.
Wait,
And 7.
children, we can make a full group. I don't
32.
I don't have to look at you and be like,
This is a low 4 for 36.
come on, fight me. Right
Then
now.
subtract. Everyone that has regional alignment of 4 or less. Each rogue sig counter on the board,
You might say the
35, 34.
Serrano too.
That puts me down to 34, 33. I am once again
No, no.
hovering at the auto victory. And remember, I rolled a certain way that would have caused me to lose. So, plus 2 legacy points. Plus 1 presidential prestige. I need to look this up. I think it might max out at 9 or something. I don't know. Plus 3 public approval. And that's it. At the end of turn 2, we hold midterm elections. So we're going to roll a d10. A 7 is not good. We're going to check the table here. Let's see what DRMs or whatever we had. I have tons of AP points still. Sorry, I'm still trying to grab the right booklet.
Nah, that's fine. I'll break his leg.
So D17, page 19.
I think that's just a war perspective. That is all. I just like to do.
Roll a d10. I can freely dismiss and replace up to 2 cabinet members. I don't want to do that.
It's a war perspective.
However it turns out for me, it's time to carry on with the second half of your term. So we're not doing re-election. So the DRMs. I don't have any counters or cards that affect midterm elections. I don't have the likable attribute. I don't have a low party relation. Alright, so here we go. So I rolled a 7.
Wait.
The sum of presidential prestige, public approval, and media relations is definitely 21 or more. Public approval is 9. Media relations is 8 for 17. And prestige, whether it's 9 or the 12 I have here, is over 21, which is the highest, best possible thing. I rolled a 7. It is in my favor. So, because I have over 21 points in media relations, public approval, and prestige, the worst possible thing I could have done was rolled a 10 and gotten no change to Congress. So, what this did, which is something we haven't experienced this whole game so far, is our party now controls Congress. Both houses. So that's going to help.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters for bipartisan cooperation, but we'll find out. But it's going to help us with this. Not that we needed that much. Things are going to introduce here if we control both houses. And yeah. Anyways, I think that brings us to the end. So thanks for watching. Stay awesome. Still a very fun game. I technically I lost at the beginning of this turn, but you know, it was an easy just change the result of the die to be able to continue. And as you can see, like the swing between winning and losing is so close because I'm just 2 points away from winning. So anyways, thanks for watching.